2:10 a.m. to be precise. Got sent a message, post from Sport Bible, very credible, outlet, Sport Bible, Lad Bible, big brand of company. They put out a tweet that said, news that will send shockwaves throughout European football. Kylian Mbappe is ready to snub Real Madrid in favour of Liverpool. After PSG's dominating win, Mbappe is starting to have doubts about the project in Madrid. Perez is going to be furious. Until I actually do some digging today, and then I find out that it looks like PSG are going to put in a couple of more extra Brinks Allied trucks and keep reversing them up to Kylian Mbappe's gap, Paddy, because we're talking $1 million a week maybe on offer here from PSG to Mbappe to stay. $1 million fucking quid a week.
Yeah, I mean, no. Even if Kylian Mbappe came out and said, I want to caress Jurgen Klopp's ball sack in the Anfield changing room, it doesn't mean Liverpool can then go and finance that. So it's never going to happen, I'm afraid. I would love it to happen, but no. But yeah, it's just going to be a war. It's going to be between PSG and Real Madrid. For me, he should move on. He's a generational footballer. He has the potential to get right up there in the GOAT debate by the time he retires, in my opinion. But he won't ever acclaim those. He won't ever attain those claims unless he goes further afield in the league. I think he's destined for Real. I think it's just a lazy journalist thing saying that, just because PSG bet them. If Real Madrid had won, then it would have been the opposite, So I feel like it's still going to go to Real Madrid. But either way, either go to Real Madrid or stay at PSG, because they're kind of the only clubs that can afford that sort of money.
There's another angle I don't think many people have thought about this. And it's, again, me being a shithouse, I always look for the shithouse angle. And the angle here, if you're FSG, is little nudge to Mo. Well, don't sign the contract, dude. We'll have a little look at Kylian. So I think I'm a very cynical person when I see these media reports. And I think that could be a little stir of the pot as well from the owners to go, well, maybe Mo, we have a younger fella here. If we're going to spunk a load of money on somebody, he's on a free transfer. Now, we know we're not doing it, mate. Me, you, and the dogs on the street know we're not signing Kylian Mbappe, but it might be a little shake to Mohamed Salah just to let him know that the club are looking at options.
I think even Mohamed Salah would laugh if they ever said that to him, because they know, well, if they're not willing to give him 400 grand, they're not going to be willing to give Kylian a million a week. Like, it's just, Liverpool don't pay those sort of fees. I would listen, obviously I'm very vocal about how Salah must stay. But if there's any footballer in the world that would soften the blow of a Mo Salah departure, Kylian Mbappe would be one of them. I don't want it to happen, but I mean, if it happened, if he started banging them in, I'd get over it pretty quickly,
Here's a good super chat, and thank you very much for the generosity, mate. Said it'll be amazing to happen. Who knows? I can see us getting Bowen or Rafinha, though. Keep up the good work. Top channel. PS Diaz to get a goal on Saturday. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, we're all hoping he gets I'm sure he'll get a start, but I'm hoping he gets a goal on Rafinha. Actually, Paddy, I don't know if you've seen today. Turned down another contract offer apparently from Leeds.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I don't think it'll surprise anyone at Leeds either. That man is destined for bigger and better things. Hopefully he can, stay there and help Leeds stay up. But then he'll be off, no question about it. And I'd see him going Liverpool. I'd love to see it. I wouldn't mind him as an option on the right side. It wouldn't be. That's the sort of caliber we need as cover. It would stifle the likes of Kate Gordon, but it's all about the here and now. You know what I mean? So yeah, Rafinha's definitely off in the summer, and I would love to see him at Anfield.
I'd be lying to you, Paddy, if I said I didn't go to bed last night trying to figure out some way I could justify this Mbappe shite in my head. Honestly, I was trying everything, mate. Everything I could think of to try, and I had the teddy bears lined up and I was talking to them all and we had a debate about it, and between the four of us we couldn't figure it out. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't want to believe this. I don't want to believe it at all. But I always have at the back of my mind that John W. Henry tried to get him before he went to PSG. And now he's free. No, I know he's not free, but you get what I mean. There's no 250 million transfer fee. I don't know. I don't want to believe it, Paddy, but a teensy part of me is daring to believe and dream a tiny bit, just a little bit.
As the CEO of the delusional Liverpool fan club, even I just can't materialize anything in my head that would suggest that this is possible. Purely because it comes down to the wage thing. The biggest stumbling block with the Salah thing is they don't want to break the wage structure. well, giving Kylian Mbappe a contract would not only break the wage structure, it would obliterate it and send it into smithereens. Listen, I'd love a Kylian Mbappe at the club. I think he's a no-brainer. He'd be fantastic. But it's wishful thinking, I'm afraid.
If PSG sign him up, right, to a £1 million a week contract, are we all agreed that if UEFA don't have the nuts to fuck them out of the Champions League for FFP, then we all just agree FFP doesn't exist completely? Because there's no fucking way that they're earning enough money normally from the league and, of course, from the Champions League to justify Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, and whoever else they have, like Donnarumma, on ridiculously high wages. If we can't afford it, and we're in the highest grossing league in the world, one of the top teams in the world, and we're sitting here trying to be realistic, laughing off the fact that we know Liverpool would never pay £1 million a week, how can these clubs really afford it? I mean, we're not idiots. We know the answer to this, really.
Yeah, I mean, even as it is, how they're able to avoid FFP is kind of startling because their wage bill is astronomical. But if they're to add £1 million a week to Kylian Mbappe or €1 million a week, it's just it's just not feasible. I can't see how it's possible, and they need to be investigated. But again, there must be some shady business going on there, a la what's going on with City. You know, those phantom marketing packages and brand deals. You know, with the it's just a lot of fishy business going on. But when you have that much money and power, you find them loopholes, don't you? Which is just a shame. Which means FFP is totally null and void.
You see, I refuse to believe any of this Manchester City PSG sponsorship bullshit. I just refuse to believe it, because if you're looking at big footballing superpowers, realistic top three, whether we like to admit this or not, is Real Madrid, Manchester United, Barcelona. They're the powerhouses of the football finances. Now, Liverpool have done a really good job, and FSG have done an excellent job of trying to close the gap. And certainly United floundering around in and out Champions League has helped close that gap as well. But there's no way, mate, I ever believe any of this is real. Absolutely fucking nonsense. Real Madrid could afford Mbappe. I believe that, genuinely. I think they could afford it. But there's no way I'm believing that PSG legally, correctly are able to finance all these players' contracts through what they actually earn as a club. It is complete bullshit of the highest order, cooking in the books, whatever you want to call it. But UEFA just don't have the nuts to step up. And we can't forget, in that Super League fiasco, the guy from PSG played a blinder in worming his way onto the UEFA Executive Committee. Remember, after they fucked everybody else off, PSG said they wouldn't join the Super League.
Yeah. Real Madrid, 100%. I can see how they can be able to afford them. They don't really have their own Galactico these days, so they're due one, and they have the finances. But PSG, I just can't see how it's feasible. Their revenue does nowhere near match this sort of it's just FFP. What is FFP? I've rarely seen FFP actually come in and discipline clubs. Like, they tried it with Man City, but Man City got around it. I don't know. I just feel like it's nonsense. The money will always win, unfortunately.